it's Delilah, and I am an ENFP, and I'm here to ask my fellow ENFPs, Keyasha and Mella, Mella,
Yeah, woo!
questions because they also happen to be ENFPs.
There's going to be something like across the screen.
There probably will be.
Okay.
I'm going to ask questions to my fellow ENFPs, but we're going to just have a discussion and just talk to each other and share from our personal life experience of ENFP nature and also just life and personal opinions and such. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to ask that question.
Ooh, yeah. Personality. I thought it'd be cool to get a background on us and our relationship. So it started back in the good year of 2017.
Jesus. She don't even remember the year.
You tell the story.
All right, so it started back in the good year of 2017.
In the month of June, May-ish.
No.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe.
Maybe a little
I
earlier.
think it was like March.
March, April, May, June-ish.
Something like that. Anyways.
Yeah, I was moving from South Carolina, was looking for roommates, got some connections to the church that we all go to, which is spread out over multiple states.
Multi-states.
And, was eventually led to Delilah and Mella separately. Reached out to them and was like, hey, you guys want to be roommates? And
I was like, nah, bro, I'm good.
I was like, I'm good too.
so that's obviously not what happened. And then we became roommates, and it's been tight ever since.
Yeah, I think it's been cool because I think there's so many things. Like, of course, it seems like we all have this similar personality, but none of us really knew each other from Adam. I've seen Mella around because she goes to a different church
man, why
nearby.
does everybody know me and I don't know them?
Dang. Well, I only been around for at that point 3
But
years.
you studied the Bible with LaToya too. That's
Yeah.
that's one of our connections as well.
Yeah. But I only seen you around at big events or something like that, but I didn't know you.
Dang.
And then Keyasha I didn't know at all until one day she showed up in my apartment on a strange night.
What?
She's lying.
Oh.
You did show up, remember?
I mean, I did show up at her apartment, but
On
it
a
was
strange
It was
night.
pre-planned.
It was pre-planned.
Yes, she knew I was coming.
Yes. But yeah, and so that's our story. We've been here in Atlanta since then for the past couple of years, and it's been an adventure where we've been able to get to know each other and go through ups and downs and rounds and sounds and abound.
I want to add to the story.
Okay, Mella, add to the story.
I just really appreciate how God orchestrated all this because I think we were all in different spaces of our lives and had different needs. Like, you were moving here to Atlanta, you needed a place to stay because your lease was up, and I was just trying to get out of my cousin's house.
Just trying to get out, yo.
I needed to be in a spiritual atmosphere, and that wasn't it. So I think even just being able to express my need in that way, to get connected with Keyasha, and then us connecting together was like all orchestrated by God. And honestly, I couldn't have picked any better roommates. So grateful.
Been real out here. Give us a moment. I appreciate that because I think it's actually been the same thing. You guys have been really cool people to grow and live with. And
Yeah, and I was praying for roommates who I could click with and would help me in my spiritual walk, and so God definitely came through.
yeah. Cool, and we'll probably talk more about that as we get down to talking about friendships and roommates and what our experiences have been living together. But that's our background. All jokes aside, these are some really cool ladies, and it's been really cool to have people with similar aspects to yourself. And also that comes with challenges, but I think it's also really cool.
Yeah.
You get each other. There's times where me and Keyasha are acting crazy, and we're like, but we understand it. And Mella's the more mature of the three in some areas.
I don't know about that, but I feel like I'm a mediator between you guys a lot.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
is that?
I don't know.
fights.
Me and you?
I don't really have fights with Mella either.
We don't fight.
Not fight, like just like
We
disagreements.
have disagreements.
We have
I get mad at you
disagreements.
and annoyed. That doesn't really happen with Mella.
I don't think so. But I'm also around you less.
I feel like there was a time and point where I spent like equal time with the both of you.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just complicated, y'all.
It's you.
Thinking about your own personality, what's your favorite thing about yourself and your personality, and what's your least favorite thing, or the thing that challenges you most in your personality? Like when you think about yourself overall.
My favorite and my least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my favorite is my extrovertedness.
Yeah.
I love that I have the ability to connect with people I don't know. Because I feel like that happens a lot. Just, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people know me that I don't know. And I'm like, first of all, that kind of creeps me out. 'Cause I'm like,
That happens a lot, where people be like, oh, or people think they're closer to you than you are. You ever have that happen?
That, I don't know. That's a whole other different conversation.
But do you get what I'm saying? When
I
people
do,
are like,
like-
oh, you're one of my best friends, and you're like, we are? Does that sound bad? Okay.
No, it doesn't sound bad. I've had some of those experiences.
Okay. Anyways.
But anyways, yeah. So I feel like my extrovertedness is probably my favorite thing about me.
Because it allows you to connect to people.
Not just solely, but I don't know. I just love being around people. Like you know, like you said, that's where I draw my energy from, and I don't like being alone or feeling alone. I feel like it was about to get really sad. Yeah, like it doesn't take me long to regather myself. Like, I just need a few moments of like.
You've done some really cool alone time stuff too, though. Like when you were going to your you and God dates and stuff.
Oh yeah, I love those. Those are like my favorite dates. I think the least favorite would probably be my feelings. Like I don't like emotions sometimes. I don't like dealing with it.
Yeah, they're a lot.
I really wish that I could just be more logical in my thinking, like initially, because it's draining sometimes. Like, and it gets very frustrating. And you know, it's almost like, I don't know who said it in the Bible, but it's like, you know what you ought to do, but then,
It's Paul.
yeah, and it's like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't want to do it,
Right.
you know? Even though I know it's going to yield a greater reward, especially in my relationship with God, because that's who I believe in.
What?
But I think initially it's draining, like just trying to process different things, and like, you know, you have these different desires that you're trusting God with, and you know, seeking to have His desire over yours, and because I feel like that brings clarity in what you actually really truly desire over like your wants. I don't know. I just think that's what I've been learning. Like as I've been praying, like God, give me your desires, and like help shape the desires that I have into things that you want for me, versus like things that I feel like I need. Actually, I probably don't need a lot of things that I ask for, but I don't find those things out until like God doesn't answer the prayer, and then later on in life I look back and was like, oh, I'm glad you didn't answer that prayer, because that was not going to be beneficial for me in any shape, form, or fashion. So yeah, I would say my favorite would be my extrovertedness, and my least favorite would be my feelings.
Yeah. I would actually say the same. I like being extroverted. I like being with people. I don't see any non-benefits, any downsides to that. Besides, you know, like sometimes overdoing it and not actually having that time alone. But yeah, I like connecting with people, and I don't know, it just makes me feel full. I imagine that's what heaven's like. Like you ain't gonna be alone all the time,
Right.
so.
What are you trying to give her a hug?
I was about to.
She's like,
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what you.
Kevin,
I
hugs.
don't know what you introverted people are gonna do in heaven, because we're
Well.
all gonna be there.
They're gonna
God's
probably be
gonna
sitting
be
there
everywhere.
staring at God in their own little corner without anyone
I'm
around.
gonna be there looking for you.
She's like, nah, we get together
We can
here.
get out.
This is heaven with all of
What if
us.
there's not any type of personality in heaven?
I mean,
What
I
if we
imagine
finally
would still
come
be
to be in
ourselves.
line with Jesus?
Oh, like even on all fronts.
Yeah, like we're.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Are we even who we are though anymore if we don't? We about to
I
whoa.
don't know.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let's focus back on the conversation.
Okay,
Get
and
off
then
off
your
of me.
least favorite.
Feelings.
Feelings so deep in my feelings.
Yeah.
Sing it, Mel.
Mel's not in the frame anymore.
Mela, get in the frame. Stay there.
But yeah, feelings are just a lot, and I just feel like I'm tired.
Serious.
Like I'm tired.
I'm so tired.
And I'm tired of feeling things, and it's not something you can turn off.
It's not.
Like I can't
Go.
be like, no, I'm not. Like it won't work.
It
They'll
won't
be waiting
go.
for me at the end of the day. I can ignore them, and they'll be there.
Oh, you thought I was gone.
Oh, you thought I was gone, huh? Your feelings is like.
Yeah, like,
So glad you got
like
that
oh,
out.
I ignored everything. Like I ain't dealing with it. No, it's nighttime. I'm here.
Hey.
Hello.
Is this pillow taken?
Lays down beside you. So let's think about what you
Look, it's okay. They probably didn't mean it. Nah, they meant it.
Didn't he look at you kind of funny today?
Yeah, he did.
What does that mean, girl? But I'm like, is that the feeling or is that the thinking? Because I feel like feelings lead to a lot of overthinking.
I feel like thinking is more about like looking at like the logic of the situation. Like when I think of like some of my T friends, and they just look at like, instead of like having your feelings, they'll probably be thinking like, so this is probably what was going on in that moment, or maybe they were looking at me for this reason. Like they think of the reasoning rather than
Like why were
the
they
emotions? Yeah.
Emotions.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think for me, I really like my like exploration excitement about life, like being able to like go and do things, like, so not even necessarily always with people, but just like I really like adventures and exploring the world and doing
Yeah.
like that's my favorite thing, is that like I'm willing to go across the world and do
by
something.
myself too.
Yeah, at any moment. So that's the perceiving and I think the extroversion together, or the extrovert intuition stuff. But it's all about like just having fun with life and enjoying life, and like, you know, I feel like we could be like, let's go on a trip, and we'd all be for going on a trip, and that's one of my favorite things. Versus when people are like, I don't know, I don't want to, or like they're hesitant. I'm like, that's no fun. Like the fun thing is that we can go on a trip. Like let's go to Chicago and we'll go. No, I think the thing I don't like about myself is maybe some of the feelings thing, like especially when I'm like, why is it irrational? But I think another thing that I don't really, that frustrates me, is like when I feel like I'm not as detail oriented as I want to be, like, or like when things, planning and all that stuff, like it just doesn't fall through. Like that type of thing really frustrates me, because I'll have big goals and ideas and I want to see them through. So relationships and interest and like what type, or even friends, like what type of personalities do you feel like you tend to be attracted to?
Introverts.
Yeah.
They balance me.
Yeah. I like you introverts.
I don't know, you guys are like some of my closest friends. So.
Aww.
I'm not your closest friend.
Dang. Okay, get out the feelings.
Well, I mean,
I
I asked the question.
We gotta have a moment.
So I feel like I tend to be attracted more to extroverts because that's who I am. But I feel like what I need is an introvert.
Yes.
I
Because
think
it balances me out.
I love being around a group of introverts, like in general, like, or just being around with one. Usually it's not a group of them, but usually if you're around like one introvert, something, like they just level you out. Like it just feels like, and I love like pulling an introvert out to you, and just like, cause they're so like mysterious in a way, or like when you're
what are you
talking
thinking about?
yeah, just like what are you thinking in your head, or like it feels really special.
Why aren't you talking?
It feels really special when an introvert wants to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're like, oh yeah, like I choose to hang out with you because they're picky about the time that they spend out, or that when they use that energy. So it feels nice.
Your finger's so short.
But I wouldn't mind being with another extrovert as long as they're a J. Like an extrovert J. Like a planner.
That seems like a lot to me. I feel like calm down.
Calm
I
down.
mean, you
No, I
have
don't
to
think
be,
so.
Like wild and out and crazy just because you're an extrovert.
Well, I think it's more
I want
about,
somebody
like,
to go on adventures
You
with
can't
me.
be a shy extrovert.
I think it, to me, when I'm around extroverts a lot, it just can feel like a lot. Like, to me in my head, like when I'm
Not
around
me.
a lot of, like the word that comes to mind is a lot. And so when I'm around introverts, it
A
just
lot.
feels like it calms down and it's nice. It's a nice balance.
I don't know.
I don't know, not
how
for
much
me.
of that is due to like,
I don't know. I know I have a lot of friends who like are married to not necessarily the same exact personality, but like they have some of the same letters, and some of them are like both extroverts, but like one is a P and one is a J, and so it's like it helps in their relationship because when it comes to budgeting and planning vacations and things like that, it's good to have a balance of that. Where it's like for me, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
But then he could be like, well, let's start here. Let's start saving this. By this time, then we can have enough
It's
money.
really helpful to be around a J.
Exactly, because
even our apartment, like being in an apartment full of P's, it's like even like the organization. Look, half the time we're not sure the lights. Right.
You pay
like, well, I would love to have a J.
We pay our bills around here. We pay our bills.
They somehow lights stay on after 4 reminders in the group me. Y'all pay the bill. Oh yeah. I almost forgot. After one of us remembers.
That is coming up, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next week.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, so like I think that comes with challenge, but I also feel like I'm really attracted to thinkers for some of the reasons we were saying. Like especially when I'm in my feelings, it's helpful to have like someone who has logic and is have objective. Is that the word? Yeah, objective. That they're able to give perspective that feels like more reasonable.
Yep.
That goes against my feelings and my emotions. And I'm like, yes, bring me back to reality.
Yeah,
and like. I think whenever, especially in romantic relationships, when you're on a feeler, it's just too much. Like, there's a lot of emotion. I don't need all this. Like, I need some logic.
I'm in my feelings.
I'm in my feelings. I'm upset. You upset.
Let's pray about it. This is when you just cut the conversation. I was like, you know what? I think it'd be best to pray right now because I'm feeling a little overwhelmed.
Even if you're near like positive emotions, it still can just be a lot. Where I'm like, look, can we just be grounded in reality a bit?
Right.
And like. So it's just nice to have someone who's a little bit more logical. And then it's cool to help bring their emotions out when you're balancing them out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your feelings.
I like your feelings.
Yeah, I don't know. I like extroverts though.
You do?
I like going on. Like I like people who are willing to go on adventures. Not to say that introverts aren't. But
you
I
can
just
have
think
like
they're
people
more...
who are willing to go on adventures who are introverted.
Yeah, I feel like Steve's like that. Kind of like similar to what you guys were saying. I appreciate someone who is more logical. I'm trying to, like, in my mind, I'm like, it's not that that's better, though, but it's helpful, and I think it would bring a good balance to things. I think it does bring a good balance to things. Just helpful for, like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'll be, like, freaking out about things, and then, like, I'll tell my boyfriend about it, and he's just, like, very chill and calm. I'm like, why aren't you freaking out? Like,
And your boyfriend's an INTJ, right? We think Steve is an
she
INTJ.
thinks Steve's an INTJ.
I'm pretty strongly thinking Steve's an INTJ.
Well, please confirm or deny.
In the comments.
Yeah, and yeah, as well, like, I think if it was maybe another extrovert, it might be too much. I don't know, because I'm like, just because someone is, I think I think about more of, like, outgoingness, and I don't know, because I feel like you can have a big personality and be introverted as well.
Yeah.
Like, again, thinking back to Melissa,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, that can feel like a lot. But so I don't know how much of that has to do with like being introverted or extroverted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to think through that. Like I'm not sure if it, you can have someone who's extroverted but still calmer and quieter. Like maybe they're more of a thinker, and so they're less like everywhere with their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like ET or something.
E.T. Go home.
Yeah.
But like, it's interesting because I think when I'm looking at my friend group, a lot of my close friends, they are introverts, and I love them, particularly their introverted sides. But I think there are those times where I've had a lot of my introvert friends, like, actually, yeah, like everyone from like Trevor to like I remember even Zaina. I was like, let's hang out. Can I come by? And they were like, I really need some introvert time. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess
You were alone yesterday.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean you need introvert time?
I think you just don't want to be with me.
Don't you love me? No.
Why? Answer your phone.
But yeah, so it's interesting. And then, So if that's what you guys are attractive.
I want God to give me whatever He's going to bless me.
Whatever you're gonna give me, God.
God, I'm sure you'll make it work. And I think
will.
that's the
It
thing
doesn't
too.
matter.
No matter what personality, there's gonna be challenges
That's
and
true.
hard, like, but also good things, but also challenges. And so I feel like even if it was someone completely opposite from what I think I'd be attracted to, you can work it out.
Work it out.
I think it's all about your willingness to
Yeah.
like communicate what your needs are,
Mm-hmm.
and like people aren't, I don't know, born with a guide knowing how to love you, so you have to be patient with them and like, this is what makes me feel loved. This is how you can take care of me. How can I take care of you?
Yeah.
Good preach, Key.
She in a relationship.
These are just things I'm
we've-
learning. Like,
Well, she's
you know,
experienced.
you can't expect people to just know. You got to tell them
Mm-hmm.
and be patient with them.
Yeah.
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, angels of Abernathy. Guys, we're gonna call it a wrap. Thank you, Key. Thank you, Mel, for hopping in here with me and
Of course.
representing the ENFP lifestyle out here on these YouTube streets. So
You
thank
have streets?
I think so.
Sidewalks too, bro.
Yeah, you better get out here. So thank you guys for watching. This is going to be a multiple part series. It's a part of the ENFP Ask series, but this will be broken up into different parts. So if you want to see more, click up here and you'll be able to check out some videos. If you want to see some other stuff, there will be something here, and subscribe down here, and you'll be able to watch more of this face and possibly these faces because I live with them and I like them a lot. So, subscribe and press like and comment because we can start a conversation. Yes. And I'll see you guys next time when we make another video. Bye.
Bye.
You gotta keep it now.
No!